Well, hello guys, welcome to another stream. Adam, nice to see you again as usual, mate. We are carrying on with the StarBug scale build, which is part 5. Quite a bit done yesterday. Adam, you missed at the end because you dozed off. Don't blame you, mate. I was pretty tired as well last night. But yeah, I got some details on the front side. Not identical, but good enough to look like something, and it actually does stuff. We had the rear thins done, which I think you might have been awake for. And I actually rigged it all up inside. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the asteroid was building by is no longer around near us. It's quite a far way in a distance over there somewhere. Because we flew here. I have, oh yeah, as you can probably notice from outside, the hydrogens are burning, and at the back as well. The ions all rigged up. As you can see, I had to do a bit of fiddling around with the spaces to make it all fit. But I believe you watched the video towards the end because you left me a message. Oh, you caught up earlier. Well done. That's a dedicated mod for you. So yeah, all plumbed up inside here. You did leave a comment actually mentioning something about changing them to use the small blocks. I've just basically kept the large blocks to save any complications with sizes and all that kind of stuff that can go through the conveyors, so I've been keeping to that. The only thing I've put on the small blocks is the small reactors at the front, which we need to add more of because there's still not enough power, but we can come to that a bit later. And these ions, I think we'll scrap and put hydrogens in here, because they're just much more powerful, and this needs to work in atmosphere and space. So Adam, you noticed a couple of things you could do with changing inside, and on the bit underneath you could add on. So the bit underneath, you mean that little bit there I did? Now we just put some random details in there. Made use of some gyros, which we do need to add more of. We do need more gyros. Don't have to go under here, but we do need more. There's a pick I can make by the 1x1 wheels. I could do that same effect like we did there. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at that pick. We have them to hand again. And we had them multiple, didn't we? This one here. Right. Well, the tank, the long, thin tank, was kind of this big one I put there. I know it's not the same size, but I kind of went for the tank idea rather than the size idea. Make it practical, because we do need a lot more of these hydrogens if we can fit them where we can. I see how you mean using the wheels. We could have done that. We could take that out and put the wheels there. I mean, there is the one issue that does stick out quite a bit. Is that an issue really? Well, I don't suppose it sticks outside of the curve, because there's a curve there, isn't there? So that's kind of within the curve. It does stick out more than the original drawing. Just line this up for... Oh, hang on, get myself the right orientation. Let's line up for a sort of a side-by-side shot. So yeah, I can see what you mean. If we use the single wheels, we could replicate that long cylinder that's going down the middle. You've triggered my OCD now, mate. And I no longer like that big tank that I put in there. Kind of looks like two tanks in the centre. It's small. Do you mean that the long cylinder right down the middle? Perfect centre in that part. That's what you're talking about, isn't it? Well, I guess we need to decide. Should I scrap that hydrogen tank and put in little details of blocks that don't really do anything? Or should I keep the hydrogen? What's more important? Because I don't think I'm going to make it look as identical to that as I can. But you're right, what we've done so far doesn't really look anything like it as such. It was a very vague take on it. Ooh. Decisions, Adam. To keep it but add a little more detail. Okay. Let's have a look how we could do that. I mean, we could possibly even move that tank down a little bit, maybe. I do have that yellow. I do want to see that yellow. That's something that I'm not too happy about. I suppose I could build in front of it. Tempted to do something like this just to help cover that. Doesn't really cover it, but just want some sort of shape that looks like it could be doing something. But it also covers there, and then the idea with the wheels, it'd have to be here somewhere, wouldn't it? But you couldn't place it in there because the tank's in the way. Put along here, I suppose, maybe. That'd be a bit too much, though. Off the back wall, maybe. Also, off that back wall, perhaps something like this. That a bit better? Oh, you know what? You just know what I've done, don't you? Cemetery. Okay, let's do that again. Again, I'm not making it identical to the image, obviously, because I can't, because of what I've put in the middle of the tank. Just something to make it look a bit different. This kind of helps hide that yellow block a little bit. Are those wheels there you're liking, Adam? I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm not overly keen on this area or any ideas of how to do it really. Let's turn the broadcasting off. I can't remember which one it was. Not that one. Who was it for no signals? Have I got the key for it now? I forget what point it was to change the signals broadcasting. Never mind. One question: how do you know that they are both the same on each side? I'm not gonna swear. Oh, Adam, mate, come on. You did the description to this stream, alright? It says finishing touches to the exterior, then starting on the interior, okay? I'm not rebuilding the exterior. You're right though, that image there can clearly see that it's not the same both sides. Oh, why wasn't you awake last night, mate? Come on. Oh. Is it a problem having it symmetrical? What do you think? I'm pretty sure those details aren't accurate to the program. Can't see that amount of detail being there. To be honest, it wasn't until I saw his that I even remembered there was this bit in the bottom corner. I just thought it was a complete green ball, this bit. Okay, Adam, I'm going to put my sanity in your hands. Shall we just leave that as it is, or shall I delete it all and redo it again? So, you've been awake a long time. I know it looks good, mate. Just thought I would ask. Alright, I'll let you off. Now, I know you've been awake. I know I don't expect you to start for the whole of my stream, mate. It's not your stream to do, but I appreciate your loyalty to my stream and being a mod. And your input is great on this build. Although, you did get me into this mess. So you do need to be on these streams. But yeah, I think we'll leave that as it is. There's things that we can change later, I think. You know, once we got everything finished, it's done, we can then start picking at things and protecting things. However, I've also got to bear in mind that this is the 5th stream we're doing, and when we're looking at about 4 hours per stream, that's what, 20 hours? So I need to sort of move on to other things as well as the Red Dwarf we want to get done. I've got my other idea of the Dr. Octopus inspired ship, and I also have another new idea which I will talk to you about in a bit. But that's exciting as well. So yes, let's carry on with another area, which will be done the detail on the back. We'll leave that. Detail on the side we'll do for now. I feel there's something missing off the back of this. I think I might just put one extra line on the back. It just looks a bit cut off, if you get what I mean. Bugging me a bit yesterday as well. If we use the same box we used on the other side, add a little bit to the end of this. That might not actually do it. Yeah, that would look alright. Let's use that magic T button because that worked wonders yesterday. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't keep changing rotation every time I want to place a block. Magic. Ooh, problem here. There is no block to do this. Ah. That's the problem. That's not a block, is it? Or is it? Am I looking at the wrong angle? No, there is no block to do that. Right, okay. Cancel that idea. The half block maybe I could use. A half block. Half block. Don't think I'm gonna get. No, that's not gonna work either. I'll just have to come out one extra wide on the blocks, aren't I? I guess. So I'll just carry on the pattern I had before, like this. But at the bottom, just take it in a little bit, just to give it less of a cut-off look. So, I don't know. I'm just thinking of taking it in now at an angle. But then, if I do that, what block should I use? Yeah, again, another problem. That do the job? Oh, come on. There you go. That's not going to meet up with block. Perhaps I should just forget that. Think. actually. No, that won't work. Yeah, go with that. That works. Tell me your symmetry's working. There we go. And now that doesn't look a bit as quite flimsy. Symmetry's on. Good. 18 hours? You was wait for 18 hours, is it all? Oh mate, I feel for you. I've done silly hours like that. I do a lot of that lately as well actually. And then I go and do a stream on the end, but that keeps me going because it's kind of building, does get me buzzing. Keeps me awake. Plus I put coffee and tea at my desk here, keep me awake as well. I actually have a nice cup of coffee here and a big pint glass of cordial, so that'll keep it going tonight. Right, I think the work we've got to do on the outside now is a few details, like lines on the side. Might do that now. We've got some lines there we can see on that top picture, as well as the underbelly. Let's put some lines on now using that darkening, and then once we've done those sort of details, we'll go to the inside, start building the inside, and I'll leave the rounding off of the blocks for later because I think we need to come back to that. Yeah, work gets crazy sometimes, doesn't it? Okay, so there's a centre beam. There are some bits on there, by the looks of things. Not too worried. We need to do a circle on there, and I need to do that circle there as well. We shall come back to that. There's a dark line going up from above the cockpit. I think that looks like an ideal place to start it. Yeah, and take that. Oh, this is going to be awkward to get to, isn't it? Because it's blocks that you can't get to. Let's do that, and then closer. That, and put that block back. Same problem with colouring blocks. Sometimes you can't quite reach the one you want. Like this one here. I was just thinking, Adam, perhaps we should get you onto these streams of audio. If you've got a mic, of course, and you don't mind it. Might be easier for you than typing. Hiya, Grim Reaper. Not seen you in a while, mate. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this ship is the StarBug from the TV series Red Dwarf. And we've made it a scale ship, so it's in scale to the character. So our player is the right scale to the ship, or as close as we can seem to make it. We've got to smooth it out a bit, make it look a bit nicer, but we've basically got the shape, the scale, some of the details. We're adding some more details now and get onto the interior shortly. Oh, Grim Reaper, you just subscribed. Thanks very much. I'm sure you were a subscriber before. I'm sure I recognise your name. Grim Reaper, I recognise your name. That's actually quite funny. I just made myself laugh. That's sad, isn't it? But yeah, I recognise your name, Grim Reaper. That sounds stupid, doesn't it? I don't recognise your name, Grim Reaper. Oh man. Okay, I start chuckling to myself on that one. Oh, okay. Right, Adam. You're right, Grim Reaper. It was one of the greatest shows. It's awesome, and I'm glad they're still making them. This red line, is it in the centre? It looks like it could be the centre or one forward of it. Adam, what do you think from that picture? But you know what? Let's try some other angles. Let's have a look at the StarBug from the front angle. Yeah, it's not quite halfway, is it? And I think I might have done this line a bit too far over. I see different pictures show different things. Problem, there's not one set of rules, so to speak. And it doesn't help that it keeps changing every season as well. So let's go one forward of that centre block, and it needs to start above that arm. So we could either start it there, not there, there, or go one more down. I think there might make more sense because it's kind of where we're going to start doing slope blocks from there, I reckon. I'll leave it clear here. So let's take this over as the red line. You know what, it might be worth changing this shade of red. It's quite a strong red, isn't it? Let's make it a little darker. In fact, is that a better shade of red to use? It's a little better. Change it a little bit more. That one, 525. That was the same basically then, isn't it? I want to make it a darker shade like that, probably. My mouse, what's it up to today? I'll blame my tools. I'm a bad workman. We'll go and change those other reds on the ship because I think this red looks a bit better. More space worn kind of red, isn't it? I was thinking, Adam, it might be easier because sometimes I miss what you say because I'm concentrating hard on the build, and sometimes I might do something a bit too late because by the time you've seen the video and then responded in type, I've missed it or lost a question, it takes ages to respond, kind of thing. That makes sense, seeing as you're so involved to actually be on audio wise, and provided you didn't mind being on the audio and you've got half decent mic and that kind of stuff, then it should be good. I'd like to see about getting you on that. Figure something out for you there. There's the red. We'll leave that green bit because we might round that off still. Let's change these red ones to this new shade of red we're using. I think it's an improvement. It looks so leery. I'm refusing to think about changing the shade of green because you've done a lot of green to change. Yeah, I think that's all the red we've used. So on the top here, I think it's black we used here, or greyish black. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, let's grab this one again. And looking at that new image, looking at there, it seems a bit more along the halfway mark of the window. So perhaps we should actually use this line here, which is now even more annoying because I've got to swap between these now. Come on. Deep blocks to colour blocks. Okay, and then put these ones back, and then I've got to get on to the ones next to us now and change them back to green. It'd be nice to do the painting with an arrow, wouldn't it, rather than the block, and then whatever surface that arrow points on will cause that block, or just outside, to change colour. That'd be a better approach than using this block, wouldn't it? Perhaps Keen may do that. Right, so that's those green stripes down the front. Let's get ourselves in a similar angle. Hard because the stripes are see-through because they were black, and I've done a green screen effect to get that in the corner there. But we've got the red line, which is a bit thick, but it'll do. And then black lines. They don't look very round, that's the only problem. we could possibly fix that. Let's join them up. Super. Why have I just stopped there? I don't know why I've just stopped there. I should join it to red. Okay. That's a little bit of detail, nothing too major. All these bits on the roof there, we'll leave for a second. There is actually an extra side window there, which I'd never noticed before. I'm sure it's not on some of the other drawings. It wouldn't be too hard to put in. Wondering whether I want to put it in. I suppose I should do. I just don't seem to remember that little window. You see what I mean, Adam? There's like a little extra window that should be here. That's squared but with a rounded off bit towards the back. So Grim Reaper, if you're still there, what's your favourite Red Dwarf moment? I've got loads. Paint to get the same effect as the window. Could do, but if I'm going to do a window, I might as well just put a window in. That makes sense as well for the rear seats, doesn't it? Let's have a go at putting the seat in the window in, because I'm feeling like that's not too difficult to do, to be honest. I mean, you'd have to go there and there and there and there, and then we'll just put a shape block on the outside of it to make it look like it's rounded off. Every moment is your favourite. Yeah, there's not really many dull moments, is there, in Red Dwarf? I don't think there's really ever been an episode that I thought, oh god, that was a bad one. They've always been good. Let's get in the cockpit a second. There's some blocks in there that are in the way. I would like to get onto the cockpit shortly as well. Start the interior with the cockpit. Yeah, so these blocks here, I think, probably start cutting away at a little bit. That one there and that one there doesn't need to be there. We put the windows here. If I put them on in this space of block, I can then put blocks in front of them. Better get the right block. To get the round effect, I think if I use these blocks like that, that will give us a slight rounded look, and then put the window on the inside. And the window block, we would want a 2x2 really, but I don't think there is a 2x2, is there? No. We could do two 1x2s. Those fit that way, it wouldn't look so bad. I need to get the inverse. I'm going to have to change the colour of those, aren't I? Right. From outside, that should look alright. One that always sticks out in my mind is when cats detected a big squirty thing. They were coming to the cockpit and just get my head straight. Rimmer has said, okay, go to blue alert. And they all argue about why do we need to go to blue alert, we all know what's going on, and they said, well, I just feel better knowing that everybody knows that, you know, it's a blue alert. So they go to blue alert. And then they realise it's a bit more serious than they thought. So he then says to Crichton, go to red alert. And Crichton says, sir, are you sure? That means we have to change the bulb. I just love that bit. I really do. So yes, that window. Is that looking good? It's weird though, because it's set in and it's not on the actual... Well, it is set in ever so slightly, but not that much. Perhaps I should bring it out onto the outside of that block. Or actually just bring it out one and put them as soap blocks in front of it this side. Too sure. Yeah, that window definitely needs to come out, I think. It's too far in, you can't blame me for that happening. Seriously, can you? Oh, maybe you can. I'll go in and sort that in a minute. So the window really needs to be within here. Let's go there and there, and there. So now it's a better level to be viewed at, so that looks more like it. We just need to round the back of it. Thank you, Adam. Didn't happen, did it, Adam? And let's choose the right colour. And if I set the right block. Now, this block we can get over here. Actually, we'll use that one. Yeah, because we want to do it up here as well, which is going to be a problem. Or perhaps, can we get over that? Not really. Did it look bad having that there? Change that slope slightly. Yeah, it looks a bit weird from the front. What am I on about? I don't know. What am I on about? I'm blubbering on. We need something there. What can I put there to give that round shape? About sitting out. There's nothing there, is there really? Perhaps I'm going for the wrong angle on this. Is that going to be any better? Probably not. Although it's probably closer to the shape, but that looks much better for that shape, but sticking out thing's the issue. I'm going to leave that for now, because when we come round off and finish it all up, I think we'll be changing the shape of this slightly. I'm tempted to redo that orb like those and then round it off, but obviously I can't just go in and delete it, so I think what I'll have to do is make one of these orbs, put it next to it, and then just literally copy it across and adjust. Yes, Beardie bot, I have a build idea. I was going to get to it when you say that. I mentioned about something earlier. I just had this kind of... I know, it's thinking about survival episode tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be solo survival for the first couple of hours. And it just maybe got me thinking, if you was really a lone person on a planet or something, you wouldn't just start building a massive base really, would you? You wouldn't. You'd want something relatively small but very, very usable. So, you'd want something quite small, easy to move around. You wouldn't want it to be fixed anywhere. So really, you want a mobile base. Now we've already gone down a mobile base route, but it got big. It did. Now with this build, we've had these mods for the small blocks. So we've got all the small blocks, all the large blocks available in small block mode and the windscreens. So we could make an airtight vehicle with everything we need with small blocks. So I'm thinking, how about making a really nice compact little vehicle that's very manoeuvrable, very practical, everything you need, and you can literally live in it. I really fancy that idea. I had this awesome idea, and then as I started this stream earlier, about half an hour before the stream, went into the Steam workshop, I saw the latest things, and someone's done exactly my idea, and I thought it looked absolutely awesome. And you can see the guys made it with love. It's been a labour of love how he's built it, and it just got me thinking, I really want to make my version of that. Basically do the same as what his can do. He had some interesting articles on there about how he's using thrusters to help with the control, and how he had changed some overrides so that when you turn left and right, it wouldn't use the side thrusters. And it got me thinking, you know what? I need to make a really small ship mobile base rather than a large ship mobile base. Using these mods we've got on here now, I want to make it as technical as possible. My programming skills, the controls, buttons, the transparent LCDs, the small ship blocks for like generator stuff on the small ship vehicle. I can make something really special and make it look cool, utilitarian, but also nice, you know? I really fancy doing that. I believe they have fixed the wheels pretty much. Oh, you said about projecting the circle over this. That's a great idea. Yes, again, we should probably do it that way. Although we may not be able to see most of the blocks because I think we've built over them anyway. At least we'll see the ones that are where they should be. So that's definitely worth doing, I think, to start off with. Possibly even have projection and one next to it so we can kind of see. But yeah, that's a good idea. So let's leave that for now like that. We've got that extra window on the side, which I think does look better. Now it looks more like the drawing, the picture on the side. Line it up properly. As for details on the outside, I'm itching to get in, really am. But that sensible hasn't got much detail on it. It's put a line down the centre of that. Now that line down the centre of that is pretty much central, I think. So let's grab that dark colour. Yeah, come on, hold the roll on. There we go. Pretty sure that line's in the centre. And it comes down to just above halfway before it has like a box. Halfway marks like 2 blocks up, so about there. Hang on, what am I doing? I'm building blocks, not colouring them. There we go. Let's take that over the top. And when we start rounding it off, we'll bear that in mind as we build it. The line of thinking anyway. It goes straight over the top pretty much. There's something on the top in the middle. I have to get a closer picture of that, I think. There's definitely something there. If I remember rightly, actually, yeah, it does exceed the picture. There's actually something here, like 2 satellite dish type things. There'll be something to add on as well. Now over this side, we should have come down to the door almost. Yeah, that side's got a door, so we can do that colouring around it as well. I am itching to get inside, yeah. The frustrating thing is, I'm really happy with this build, but it's the little details now starting to get on my nerves because I can't get them how I really want to because of Space Engineer's limitations. So it's a little frustrating, so I'm feeling myself wanting to go on to another build now, and it's annoying because I didn't want to feel that way. There, I think. I might have to put some blocks on here to give a bit of detail. Catwalks, or is that a bit over the top with detail? Have a look at catwalks. That might be okay actually. Not that way, this way. No, it's a bit dark, isn't it? And there's too many as well, I think. Get rid of those. Might change it to normal green, it might look okay. No, not look any better, is it? Or is it? Actually, it's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad at all. Quite like that. It does go down a bit further though, and it looks like the line goes from underneath again. So I'll just continue a line underneath now. Yeah, dish on the back, it's like 2 half dishes almost. Or half, it's like 2 line dishes. Very similar to ones you get on a small ship. But unfortunately you can't make them big enough. Now underneath, we did see this on... Let's have a quick look on the underside again. That line comes around, that it's not really a colour, it's actually a raised block. And a couple more lines go from the back around. In fact, that drawing at the top there, or the picture at the top, has a totally different pattern on it. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't. It is the same. Okay, we'll get that right. Let's go and see what it's done to the door. Probably have to turn symmetry off for a second. Yes, we will. Oh, hang on. I don't mean to delete them. There you go, symmetry back on. Check they're still there. They are, good, good. Okay, I'm gonna go in any second and start building the inside. I want to get more on the outside done, but I'm also itching to get in. Okay, that line down the side, let's quickly do that. Definitely one there. Quite hard to make out where it's going down. It's like some little red lights or something. We've got some lights there, so that can kind of be that, can't it? Actually, I've done that way too far out. Do it that way. Goes down to them lights. That's kind of a similar thing. Okay, the lights are a different colour, but they can go red sometimes. That picture they have to be red, and now they're green. By explanation. That line comes around pretty much halfway, isn't it? So yeah, let's bring that. Comes all the way around to the collar. It's weird drawing these lines on it. It doesn't seem to make sense, but when you see it, I suppose all the details on it probably adds up and makes it look right. That next line up above is a bit further in. About there, I'd say. There or there. There, like that. A bit too low down, actually. Okay, let's go across here. Problem is as well, I can't slope them with the curve. It should really be coming in close to that line. Can't really do that so easy. Where does it go to? There's a little box on the side about there, so let's do that there. And we can do some sort of box on the side. If you remember right, there's a bit of a dish there as well, and that's just below that point there. That lines up pretty nicely. And this one goes up again to another line. Which is about a quarter of the way. Probably there, so that one. Sort of thing. And there's more on the back. I keep seeing more lines to draw now. I'm starting to think I should have started this. Okay, let's. There. Does go up to that pretty much. Quite join. Because that's a raised part, isn't it? So let's keep that there for now, because I might raise it later. And that must come right around here, so... Actually, I've just done it by accident, and that actually might just work. Let's give it a slight angle, that's alright. Okay, I think I should leave these lines alone. I'm going to start making it look horrendous. It says he goes to put another one on. I think I might have gone wrong there as well, because that line there goes up higher than that. Yes, it does. What do I take it in there for? I don't know if these lines are really doing anything for it. It's not really making it look any more like it, is it? I think there's details that I could probably omit. Needs to put a red dot on this one. Goes across here somewhere. You just read the StarBug is 21.3 meters and the Red Dwarf is 6 miles long. 21 meters? That's not very big, is it? 21 meters is not that long at all. 21 meters would probably wouldn't even fit in there. If you think about it, oh, I suppose it would. Yeah, actually, I might be thinking wrong here. I mean, looking like one. What's one of these blocks? Meter would be probably 2 or 3 blocks. Would that be right? 3 of these blocks are probably at a meter. Just under, or just over a meter, maybe. I reckon 2 and a bit blocks is probably more like a meter. So how many blocks long is this? I mean, we know we've done a 41, a 31, a 21. So that's going to be what? 62, 90, 93 blocks plus a bit in the middle. So say it's 96 blocks. Divide that by 2. We're looking at 48 meters. So this is about 48 meters long. And it says there 21.3. I don't think 21.3 is an accurate measurement, to be honest. It doesn't seem long enough for me for Red Dwarf. I mean, inside the Red Dwarf, you've got the cockpit inside, a little corridor bit to the centre gantry, which is quite a big room in itself, and then on the back of that, in a straight line from the cockpit, you've also got the kitchenette area. And then behind that somewhere, you've got the bunks, the crew quarters. So that's more than 21 metres, definitely. Yeah, more like 40 something meters. That's what this is, I reckon. Right. I'm gonna go inside. I can't take it anymore. I'm itching to go in and get this done. Let's go in and get it done. Yay, it goes. Here's the windows. Let's get them windows that we left floating around. Where's the other ones? There they are. Okay. Well, there's the window. Side window working nicely because the sun's coming in it. What is that block on the outside? That's a slope block, isn't it? We can't change the inside of that one. Yeah, slope block. Let's perhaps change these blocks here quickly. Not really that important, but I just think it will help with the viewing lines from inside. There you go. Gives you use of a window. When I looked at the pictures of the inside, I did feel that it was a bit smaller than what it seems in here. By the time I've built the extra bits in here and brought the walls in, I think it'll be pretty close. I should perhaps bring them next to each other an extra block, but then that might be too small. Have a quick look. Because that's the space we've got right now. If I bring them closer, that's the space, that's too close. Although, don't know. Possibly too close, possibly too far. If I do it that close at the front though, the back just have to be a bit wider apart because you have to walk between them at the back. Perhaps that might be better doing actually. Because here I've done them one extra apart than these as well. That should probably bring them both sets in by one block. Might get a more realistic kind of size. I really should have got a picture, shouldn't I, to put on the stream. I think I might do that. I think I might bring them in. So these front ones, bring them across one. How that lines up with the window there. That just seems a bit too close for my liking. Too far. Oh yeah, Adam, I was going to do that as a surprise. I had an idea for the talkie toaster. I was just going to put it in as an extra and put a sound block on it. And does anybody want toast? Put a sensor on it, so if anyone goes near it, it says, "Can I get you some toast?" or something like that. Keep saying it over and over every time you go near it. I was going to do that and just stick it in as like an extra. Oh, Adam, what should I do? Should I bring that into there? Oh, no, where they are now, but move it in one, not right back here. Either where it is there, or bring it in one. That's too tight, isn't it? That's too close. And then I've got to bring the wall in right next to it as it is. And there's windows here, so that's going to be difficult to do as well. Ah, I'll leave where it is. I'll just build the walls back here. Yeah, the problem you look at pics, it doesn't really show you the front view that way. It always shows you looking from here backwards. You know what, the best way to do this. Turn that light off a second, and then put F8 view on. And I need to find me. Where am I? I do. Okay, so when you're in watching the program, the view you have is pretty much that, isn't it? They do seem a bit far apart in that respect. But you can see all 4 characters. They can see. What you mean, one of these? Must be good to view. I think they're too far apart, but I think if I put them together they'd be too thin. Which makes me think the cockpit might be quite a bit bigger than it needs to be. However, that corridor is more tunnel-like, so perhaps the back could be brought forward and I could bring all the seats in close to each other. Is there what to do with the walls to the side? I need to find one of these pictures as well, I think. I don't think I'm going. Well, I can put it onto there actually, couldn't I? Let's put StarBug bridge. Would it let me do that? Yeah. And there's lots of versions of this, by the way. But there's one I've just seen, which is the modern one. I want to find one of the older ones though, that's the thing. I like the one that had the old alert sign above the door. There's one that said not alert and another one that said alert. I was thinking of putting an alert above the door, maybe make it change colour. Can't seem to find a screenshot of that particular bridge. I went through some video clips the other day and I saw them that have made a mental note. Come on, there's got to be an image. They are at the front? What do you mean they are at the front? Seats are at the front. I know they're at the front. That wasn't what I was saying about. I was bringing them closer to them. No, bring them close to each other. The 2 seats at the front are quite far apart from each other. I was thinking they need to be closer. Probably found another StarBug picture that could be very helpful. Well, I can't seem to find the interior picture I've got in mind. Frustrating as well because I find when you picture it in your head, it always looks different to an actual picture. You build your own version of it in your head, don't you? Okay, I'm going to go with. Oh, I will go, but it's taking it off me. Okay. Oh, I do hate Pinterest. However you say it. Okay, I've got one that I think is kind of almost there. See if I can pull this into OBS. Let's have a look. Browser source, and let's grab this. There we go. You guys should be able to see that. Let's get rid of front angle. We don't need that. So you should be able to see now what I'm looking at. That's basically the 4 seats. They're a lot closer together than what we've got here. So I do think if I bring these 2 close together each that way, I could possibly bring them back a block as well to bring them closer to the back here. Then bring these in. Bring these in one block, and forward maybe a little bit. Actually, no, that distance is actually okay. I need to build some sort of consoles in front of them here. That actual picture is actually one of the more recent ones. I'm thinking of a design that was a bit prior to that. But if you noticed, the sides are right next to them. Like literally here, there's a wall here on both sides. It's actually the gap between them at the front. The more I look at that picture, that's not far off the gap, is it? Alright, let's leave the gap. Let's leave the gap and just build the walls. That'll be what we need to do. Let's get this colour of grey as well. Let's start building some bits. So let's build up a dash at the front first to start off with. First thing I can build into that. Build this up at the front. And they've got like a control between them, so this. And I'll put on there like this. So that's like an actual bit we can get into. Okay, now to the sides of them, there's pretty much a wall, so I'll give one block and then I'll start building the wall. The only problem is now, those windows. Now the interesting thing is, if you look at where Cat's sitting, he's just got a grid of lights there, no window. It's another thing, it's like the issue we've got back here. In this room here, they always film from this angle, and you have a table in the middle. You can see that you can just see into the bridge there, and you don't tend to see that way, but there's a kitchen area. And over there you see this little square in the wall, it's like an airlock type thing. But that is where that is, and it's actually a bit lower, because we know that's there on a ship. So the outside doesn't match up with the inside. It's not meant to, because it's not really in that ship, are they? But it becomes a problem when you're trying to model it like this. I think we're going to have to ignore those red flashy lights next to Cat and let the window be there, to be honest. So build this across, perhaps have some kind of slope. Not the easiest thing to try and figure out this. These are actually a bit further in. That's making it look a bit narrower anyway. Go back to that view. Yeah, a bit narrower. There's windows that annoy me now. There's so much of a gap in here. I want to feel I've made a StarBug a tad too big. But it can't be, because this room here wouldn't be big enough otherwise. This is going to be a bit small. So the scalling is all a bit out, but then this is a sci-fi series of a ship that doesn't really exist, so you can't really expect any better. Yeah, the ceiling, yeah, bring the ceiling down definitely. I'd always forgotten about that. If you look at the doorway, there's kind of like an arch. Let's have a look at how tall that is. Oh, wrong one. I changed the control button. So yeah, so we can make an arch there. In fact, we can bring the ceiling down a little bit. It's already too tall. Make it thinner. Good actually. I'll just place. Oh, pixels there. A bit of a narrow archway. Like that. And give a slight arch to it without being too obstructive to the character. Better. Cool. Now it's a bit of a tunnel, you can't really make out on that picture. I want to move my overlay to the other side. Oh yeah, sorry guys. Let me put it out for you quickly. I've got so many windows open. Let's move it over here, and it'd be helpful to make it a bit smaller actually, wouldn't it? Let's put it down the bottom right hand corner. Not so in the way, is it? Okay. Okay, right, so yeah. We've got like these panels behind here, and that's typically where Holly will appear. We have the alert above the door. So let's start filling that in. Bit of a tunnel going in, I think, so we'll build this around a bit more as well. It's like a block behind him, so there's a seat for Crichton. There'll be like a wall behind him. Let's do the wall. I think there would be the wall, so we've got room to put things on it if you want to, like screens. Let's take that to there. That gonna hurt changing the colour of that? Try and double check. Yes, it did. Oh, no way. Okay, change that back. Oh, I can't. It's there. Alright, okay, I'll go in it from the side. We'll place a block in front of it or something. I was hoping we wouldn't have that issue. Okay, alright. In fact, that's going to be ceiling anyway, so it's not a problem. So if we make the ceiling, I mean that's the door hatch, it's one higher than that, so let's make the ceiling there maybe. Ah, which lines up nicely with the windows, isn't it? That's handy for gyros in the roof now, and other thrusters. We might even, oh, we'll better duct them up, that's any problem. Well, I was saying that we could duct them down the side here. Little thrusters for sideways or something. Enough width on the vehicle. We need to put some angle blocks here, I think, to give us the line of sight still. Yeah, should do. Can I change the colour of those without it affecting outside? Possibly. That one I don't think so, but we'll have a look. I changed the colour of this, haven't I? Never mind. Yeah, I knew it. That outer one I couldn't do. Eyelashes, eyebrows, I mean. Which was that one? No, it was that one, wasn't it? Small hydros, yeah, small hydros up here would help. We need to use some light. It gets up to speed really quickly, this does. But we're going to need to slow quicker because it takes ages to slow. Okay. Yeah, that's a good height. It looks about right. I think you just love the old mag boots. Get some lighting in here as well. Yeah, 10 large hydros at the back, you're not wrong there. Okay, does that look like it's too close to the wall now? You've got like a flat panel, then the side here goes out a little. That's an interesting angle I can work on. So, in front of Crichton it's a flat wall, but then it seems to slope in. So, let's go for... doing this the wrong way, aren't I? I want this block. And that helps a little with the windows, I suppose. Yeah, let's go for that. Get rid of those ones. Ain't that. No, actually I'm not feeling that. Let's put these like this. Yeah, that'd be nice. Get rid of this hard edge. It makes the window look a bit less out of place. That's at all possible. Let's done it again. Right. This whole window issue is a bit of a pain. Not to wish I hadn't put that window there now. Ooh, I suppose we could cover it, but I'm a bit annoying to have a window you can't use. How do I take that around there? I guess I use the angle block. That'd be the nicest way of doing it. Be a bit graceful with our artistic license. I suppose those curved blocks are placed there were a waste of time. Come on. Good. I like those arms. Oh, there you go. Perhaps using that there, kind of what's the word? Messing it up? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I might have found something here that's working. Yeah, good point, Adam. It is a little bit artistic a license is allowed with the amount of StarBugs, definitely. I think this is kind of kept some of that interior look, but bringing the window in that should be there. When you're in this seat, with a good field of view you would need to have from a seat like this. Got the walls fairly close. Could probably do something better up there. Actually, do it for now because in the front you need to sit up. It's actually turned into quite a nice cockpit, actually, just as a general, you know, Space Engineers build. I actually like the cockpit because you have got great visibility and you can look up, you can see it really clear, you can see right across. It's a really nice cockpit for visibility. And I mean, even from the backs, I mean, the backs are more like the, the command chairs. Even from back here, you can see pretty decent. Not a bad cockpit anyway, just for a space engineer's build. Okay, let's finish this back wall then. That one we can change the colour of, I think. Right now. And that one. Okay, so that's the back wall. Technically does kind of slope, but we're not going to slope it because that could be a problem. I think what we'll do is slope it from here. There. These like that. We're going to do a colouring for here. Oh, it's not going to be green inside, is it? So that's alright. Now, I'll put it here. Go over one of these blocks. I think might be able to. That's too bad, is it? And then I can put the LCD above it. Let's see what LCDs we've got available. Because what I've got in mind and what will work are probably two different things. Both types of LCD available. I was thinking, look. That's way too small. And that's way too big. Oh, hello, hang on. I wanted one to go all across there. A large corner LCD, just a large corner LCD would have fitted across there nicely. But we can't place it on a small. Perhaps I'll just put three next to each other, and between the three of them put the picture. Oh, but we've got frames on them. Great. Great. Great, great. Could I do something with that? Not really. They want to do the idea of having pictures on the back wall. Using these. But looking at these frames, not such a bad idea putting these on the wall and having various pictures on. They're right next to Crichton's chair. One there. No, I can't place them down on the wall beneath it because of the chair. Great. That'll do, we'll do that. And behind it there are some bigger ones, but I don't think... Where that? I suppose it's the Space Engineers version, isn't it? I just wish that I could get a decent one above the door. Share it between screens was the idea I had, Adam. Problem is the screen that would fit up there. Oh, hello. That's the same one. See, they've got a bezel. So it's just not going to look right. What other ones are there? The ultra wide one. Too big. And normal LCD. And then the corner ones, they're just tiny. Too tiny to be worth doing. Oh, that's a bit bigger. But they've got a bezel as well and they don't join. Might just do that. Let's see what we can make it say. Want it to be as centered as possible, but it's going to have the bottom screen if I do that. So I'm going to have to take it down a little bit in size for the height, and then put a space in front of it, or two. Almost. You just know another space is going to be too much. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's try a mono space, which I think will look worse. Definitely. Okay, so one space and a little bit of resizing. That's the alert sign, which changes colour depending on the alert. So I should make that a grey for now, shouldn't I? So it's not active. Quite bright enough. That's alright, so you can see it's alert sign but it's turned off. Okay, now the floor, which I know we can colour pretty much where we want because it's a totally separate floor to the outside of the ship. So let's do that one. I did think about using catwalks in here a bit as well. Stop forgetting I got my mag boots on and walking up every single bit of metal we can find. Yeah, you're right, actually, different grade to break it up, isn't it? Actually, I know what I was going to do. I originally had the idea for this to use the internal blocks. These here, interior walls. I was going to use these. So look, we could do it either that way up, get that circle effect, which is actually pretty cool. Or we could go for something like this. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to use that on these walls, would it? I think that floor and that wall was in some places, and the grey needs to be probably more of a metallic-y grey. So a bit lighter, I suppose. A bit too light. Perhaps. Better than placing catwalks as well, because we can build on these. In fact, you can just about see a picture of the floor. That picture I've got up, you can see the floor. Got like a grating with lights underneath, so perhaps we should do a little row of grating for lights to come through. That can be the end because these steps we use the half blocks. And you know what? I'm going to use these side ones here. Be good. You think it should be lighter than that, maybe? Or is that a delayed comment? I'm thinking, if you see by Crichton's foot, there's a light there on the floor of a grating. Make these grated floor going down here, and put a little blue light behind it, or whatever light we're going to have the interior. If it's blue alert, it'll be blue as well. If I remember right, it's actually grated all the way along. delay. What's that? Right. If we put the grid up here, let's put it underneath that. Oh, I'm just going to think what block we can use. It's going to have to be there's a thingy window in it, this one. Is that going to fit here? It will. And let's do it that way. Work on placing a light behind it. Carry on with this block. It's a little awkward because I don't want to get rid of those chairs. But it's connected to more than one block, I believe. So I should be able to get rid of all but one and it'll stay. That's my theory anyway. Let's have a look. I think it doesn't take up that block stick forward either, so go underneath and do that one. Ah. A bit risky here, get underneath here, but I think we should get away with this one. There we go. Get away with that. Let's do that over here, I think. Go down the side. There we go. That looks pretty cool. The light underneath, that looked good. Okay, the only bit I need to do now as well, which I think we'll use these blocks, but then put a different top on them. It's not exact obviously because we can't get the angles, but it gives us that. On the old, it's not particularly the picture you see there, but I remember on the older ones, they pretty much had a box in front of them, but it was just made to look like a control panel or something. Now I need to put that colour again. I think a bit of lighting in here now. A few more colours to be done really. I have to get rid of that. Stick with that because that's not going to change either. Going to adjust the colours on the outside, isn't it? Okay, let's put some lighting in here now. It's actually all up lights, I think. So it's the lights underneath these grills. Let's go underneath and have a look. I suppose cut a hole in here. Okay, how should we arrange these lights? There's not enough room in here. I might have to go to F8 view then. Use the wrong colour. Okay. Turn a lot off a second. Yeah, the underlights down there look good. We'll just put white ones for now, and then we can change the colour of them as and when. We can try them to blue to see how it looks compared to that picture. Go to that view. I think it's slightly bigger, but we'll get away with it. Cool. Right, so let's get these lights under here. Back to F8 view. Okay, we can't place them in this block because that's taken up, so let's place it underneath. I think we should probably fill in this channel so you can't see down here. Bit of a pain here. It's can't because that one there. Need to put a light in there. Okay, let's take that along. Saw my legs through the floor, that's weird. A light on, that'd help. Okay, so that's the back. It's going to be in the way here. Suppose we need to have the light right there though, do we? I think I'm going to get rid of this wheel anyway. We might do it using the same method we did earlier. On this day stream. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Oh, it wouldn't let us build there, I see. That's not so bad. As long as I don't get too much light from outside if that wheel is there. I ought to change the colour of that. Okay. Okay, let's place the lights. Yeah, you just said I think you need some lights. You mean the lights that are my flashlight? It's ironic you said that when I'm actually placing lights. Must be some serious lag. Okay, it looks like a single light on that one. Thinking I might double up though, just to try and get a decent effect. Have a look what it looks like. Might as well go back there as well because it gives forward light when you look back. Wow. Need to make them brighter, and there was some that stopped because they're on that. It shouldn't be an issue. Why is that an issue? Oh, I see. Yeah, I know why. Inside or outside? Let's go this side. Okay, let's mess around with those. Ah, come on, boots! Stop making me walk upside down. Okay, let's select all those and let's put bridge under floor lights. Save. Bottom terminal. And let's change the radius and stuff like that. So let's put that up to about 3. Fall off wants to be probably 1. Intensity. Okay. Kind of got the uplight effect, but it's not that realistic, is it? Definitely like coming up from underneath in that picture, but again it's because it's blue alert. You'd have more on top when they've got normal lights on. But perhaps the low one should be more ambient. Let's try that. So the radius can come down. A bit better. Let's make it blue. Let's have a look. Two. We want to get it. Oh, well, that is it. Doing this wrong. I know how RGB works, to be honest. It's not going to hit, is it? Perhaps that's what I'm going to leave it as. Yeah, it's kind of it. We haven't got that whiteness from the light, but that's the blue alert lights. Let's put some up top then. Makes sense to have some up here, wouldn't it? If I remember rightly, there's actually a couple of lights like that above each side. Front's usually fairly dark, but they've got light on them, obviously for filming. But let's have that breaks up that blue quite nicely. Maybe I should have done every other one, that blue and white, blue and white. That would have given us that whiter wash of blue. That's right. I should even him in that white as well. Yeah, go with that for now, I think. Oh, the ones I've done already? You mean, oh, hang on. You mean these ones I placed up here? Hide those now. Just group them and hide them. We'll eventually get these LCDs displaying something. But yeah, let's group those lights for now. So these are going to be the bridge top lights. Okay. That should do this for now, and I think we'll leave the bridge for now because there's more details we can add. Put some flashy lights on the side, maybe get these LCD screens to have something on them that shows that good. That's not too bad though. I mean, we are in the confines of space engineers, and what I imagined and what you can do are two different things. That's pretty cool. I got to figure out this part here. Bit of a corridor here. Bit of that colour. That on these blocks here. Okay, let's go for 4 blocks across here. I think so. I really could do with a picture of this room as well. What have I done with that block? It was here somewhere. There it is. That's about enough corridor, I think. So it has blue ones, you should group them and hide so you don't have to find out which is which. I've already grouped them anyway. All the ones that are underneath, which are blue, which were blue, are grouped as the bridge underfloor lights. And all the ones that are up top are grouped as the top bridge lights. They are separate anyway, so it's a problem. So I can, when I get to a fancy stuff like rigging up alerts and stuff, I can make them flash and change accordingly. It's the corridor, which I think is about right. And then I have an angle coming off there, which should work pretty nicely now. I think that would look better than doing it the other way. Okay, I really should try and find another picture here because I'm very much going on memory and that's not working too well. We have a few images. Could work. There's so many variations of this room as well. Hoping I'm getting the right room as well. Some of them are similar to the starts, to these the Dwarf rooms as well, so you've got to make sure you get the right one. Loads and loads of pictures, which is the right one? Four. No, nothing shows us the angle we want. Yep, there is one I found. And another one where we'll set the table. Kind of see some details. Go for that. Okay, I have two images. I did have two. Why have you taken an image from me? Right, we'll use that image. Let's drop this into here. You should see this come up now. Yep. Okay, so if you see the image, that is looking from basically about here. Yeah, kind of this point here, looking that way. You see a bit of the bridge there. You can see like a shelf that's here. And so behind it is the airlock, which is like this height, which doesn't match up with the height that is on the outside, so we need to do something clever there. Now, I'm watching a few episodes and clips, there is literally 2 steps up into there, so that's pretty much covered that. I do need to bring that step over here, I think, actually. That's not really in the right place. Let's go back to... right shade. Come to there. Put the half step in, that shouldn't look too bad. Use the same shade of grey, that'll look alright as well. The floor in here, as you can see in the bottom of the picture, is very much basic, plain. It's not been decorated as such. It's probably just a floor of the studio, to be honest. Should we go for that same look, or should we change to the standard grey, like that, but a lighter shade? Perhaps go for the lighter shade for now, I'm thinking. Ah, that's a bugger. Let's do that for now, and then grab that colour there, across there. Right, this is going to be a very awkward part because this is the room where we know we haven't got the right amount of space. I think we have to do a wall here and then do the kitchen part here. Pretty sure of it. The kitchen, you see them in the kitchen, how it goes through to this room. You never see from this room into the kitchen. Suppose you've seen any decent pictures, have you, Adam? I think one of the good episodes would be the Rob Ross episodes. I'm pretty sure actually that might be the answer. Rob Ross did a lot of stuff in this room and they used the back airlock. Because he put his crate in the airlock. Let me have a look if I can find anything Rob or Ross. But that was spelled Red Dwarf Rob or Ross, wasn't it? Or Roberus. That was it, because he thought his name was Rob or Ross. Oh, Roberus, yeah, got it. Alright, okay. Oh great, I can't seem to find any images of the bridge. Yeah. Finding it's frustrating because I can picture clips from that episode. Would have been perfect, so I was hoping there might be some stills. Could always get the video and go through it, but not while I'm on a stream. I don't think there's anything there that helps. Frustrating. I may have to do what I did in the cockpit, basically make it up, seeing as we know that a lot of it's not going to fit anyway. Yep, I think we may have to resort to trying to make it up ourselves. You're not finding anything there. Right. Yeah, I'm struggling to find the right stuff as well, Adam. But what we should do, I'll leave that like that because I remember that looks pretty similar to something that I remember. Definitely slopes like that. And then this wall here can slope probably another angle. Like this. Let's get the height of the room right. It needs to be as high as that, I suppose, with this extra step down. So one higher than that. That height, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, same height as that. That seems quite high. If I don't totally wrong, I have done it totally wrong, haven't I? That one there. Okay, so that should feel about right for the height. So if we go to that view, yeah, I think that's good for height. Basically the same ceiling height is in there, but the floor it comes down 2 steps gives that extra bit of height in here. I still don't know what to do about this airlock. I'm not happy with it. The ceiling needs to be a different colour, doesn't it? Okay. I need to somehow have this work, but not there. I need to put a different door in here, don't I? If I remember rightly, we can't use the other type of door unless we get the mod for it, which I know there is a mod for it. We may have to small ship door mod it. I think we should do it right now. Let's save this, exit, save yes again, and then load the game again, but edit the mods, add another mod to it. I'm gonna have to edit settings, mods. I've already got it here, so it should be the X11 interior door. Not sure that was it. I think it was. I know I can get that door on a small ship. Where are you? Must be it. It was the one. I suppose the interior stuff might be good. We'll get the other rooms maybe. Attacking a door, no, no. Do that one. Pretty sure of it. Okay, let's go with that. Give this a go. Set interior door. Forget what the difference was. Large ship interior door offset is not available for small ships. Ah, so it's this one we need. Right. But we don't want it to be that see-through. That's not the door I actually really needed, is it? And why doesn't that work? Oh, there you go. Yeah, not feeling that. It's like I've stuck a patio door on the thing. That's definitely not working. But we could have done like a little slope then up and have another door there, but that's not going to work. That's frustrating. Let's leave that a second and see what we can do up here again. As we can see from that picture in the corner, you can just make out some light coming through this hall. There's a little black square on the wall. I don't remember what that was. That wall sort of goes across and then it goes onto a flat wall where just on Rimmer's shoulder, in front of Crichton's head, you can see the top corner of the airlock type thing behind the shelves. It's fairly low, but as far as I can remember, it's only a little hole in the wall. I was having to walk through. It really makes no sense with the positioning of that door. This is certainly an awkward one. I think it might be well worth this build. The trash disposal, yes, you're right, it was. That's it, that's the one. I think it might be worth me spending a few hours going through some Red Dwarf episodes and doing some sketches. Because this needs some careful working, so we need that door to be a decent door, quite frankly. Those doors just don't cut it for this. And they're nice doors, don't get me wrong. But We need something a bit more like this. Which I can't seem to place now. Never mind, we'll leave that. So yeah, I need to figure out how we're going to get that door. That's the right place on the outside. Doesn't line up what's inside. Again, like the windows on the cabin, we're going to have to figure something else else. Something else here. I did think about having it come in and go up here, up a slope, back up, and come out here. So you'd be covered by this wall that's here. I don't know how it's going to fit with the door that we was having. An airlock lock door mod. I think you're right, there is. I do want to keep away from mods. This is an annoying thing. As minimum number of mods as possible, really, but not going to happen, is it? I'm pretty happy with this bit at the front, anyway. Let's get this pretty much finalised. I'm going to do this one. I'm contemplating ending this part 5 stream and moving on to one of the other builds that we had in mind, because I think we need to start breaking from Red Dwarf a bit. All my streams have been Red Dwarf, which I don't mind, but I think I need to put a bit of variety on the channel. So perhaps 1 or 2 streams a week doing the Red Dwarf build, so doing this and then going on to the actual Red Dwarf itself. And I could possibly get started on one of those build ideas I had. Be nice. Yeah, like the sound of Adam. Much as we like Red Dwarf, it can get a bit much when you're constantly trying to build the same thing. Colour in the outside, pretty sure it won't. I mean, we're coming up to 2 hours anyway, so that's a nice closing point, and we can start another 2-hour stream on the new build. That might be a good idea. Not sure what build to go for. I've got my Dr. Octopus inspired tentacle, or the tentacle of Dr. Octopus on a cartoon drawing I saw. Gave me the inspiration to build a ship, a spaceship with a certain shape. Which, quite a basic idea, but it could be nice. That's right, Adam. Good step back away from it sometimes, then come back to it with a fresh mindset. Definitely. Totally agree with you, mate. Yeah, and the other idea was the one that I mentioned earlier, which was to create a mobile land base. Look at that block. Okay. Oh, why haven't I got... What do I keep doing? Yeah, to build a mobile land base that I can't talk and do this. Almost stop. A mobile land base that's all realistic to a survival situation. Everything's all in there, nice and small and compact, using pretty much the same mods we've got in here with the small blocks. Not sure which build to do. What do you think, Adam? What should we do? Should I make the spaceship that's inspired by Dr. Octopus's tentacles, or should I go for the small self-contained mobile base, or small ship block mobile base that's quite realistic for survival? Or something else? I believe we have someone else in the stream watching as well, so perhaps they might want to give a suggestion. Give it 2 I suggested or something else. I think I need a break from this to build something else for now, because I need to get a little bit more media content of Red Dwarf to make some plans, because this is going to be quite an awkward one to get right, and I also need to find out where the quarters are. Pretty sure it's going to be here. Something's telling me it might even be underneath. But wherever they are, I need to make sure they fit and then get more engines in here. But think that's good for now though. I do quite like this cockpit. When you walk into here, you kind of get the idea of what it is. Outside the wall. I do like the lighting actually, it's quite good. Well, the Dr. Octopus tentacle idea, there was a cartoon drawing, and I just liked the way the tentacles were. It was basically circular, you know, like a cylinder, and then right at the very ends they rounded off like a ball shape. And it was because of the spheres we was doing, I had the idea of how I could do that. I could put the ball end on it, and then it carries on as a sphere, it's a long tube. But every now and then it had like an indent that was an orange colour. I just pictured having it in quite a bit with nice glow orange coming through, and that would make a nice cylindrical ship that could be used and put other bits and pieces on it. That's about as far as my idea went. It wasn't like a complete idea. Now, if I do the mobile base, perhaps I could go along the same kind of effect, but on the mobile base maybe. Like worth combining the two ideas maybe. Doing a complete spaceship based on one style idea might not be such a good idea. Perhaps I should go for the mobile base idea, but try and make it look half decent with this kind of effect. Let's have a little look at StarBug. Seems to be dipping forward, but yeah, picking up speed pretty quick. Need more gyros. Need more power as well. Let me get a head start for tomorrow's stream. I guess I'm not going to build it in survival, I will build it in creative I think. But yeah, it's an idea for a vehicle that I could use later on in the solo survival. At the moment solo survival is actually going pretty good. The base of building is pretty nice. But it would make sense to have a mobile base eventually on the ground, wouldn't it? So I could actually end up being something I could blueprint. I'm going to turn this other way around so that it'll stop going. There we go. There we go. Now the engines can... The more I turn it that way, the more it slows it. We'll just let it slow down gradually. It's taking a long time to slow down. But yeah, let's go for the mobile base with small block idea. We'll do that. Let me tidy up this browser window there. I really wish I had an accelerator now, because it's going to take ages to stop. How can I, if I go away from the sun, then the brakes should kick in. I'm not going that way, am I? Because you can see which way the stars are shooting. Turn this way. I need more gyros. I'm swiping the mouse across the desk right now. Okay, let's go for the small ship mobile base build. We've done a mobile base before, but it didn't quite come to completion. We learned a lot of stuff on it. Let's use a small block version. We can make it nice, small, usable. Still going with the... Come on! I need to put more gyros on this big time. Get in the cockpit, we can see which way them casting stars are moving. Here we go, we're slowing down much quicker now. Watch, we hit an asteroid now and smash. They're going past the window though, aren't they? We should have the sun, yeah. But now we're going sideways. What is going on? That's the way we want to be facing away from. Which way? This don't make no sense. I can see the little streaks of whatever going past to give us a sense of speed and movement. As I try to turn into it so that the thrusters will slow me down, they keep moving sideways. I want to be facing that way now. Which should work. You should see the thrusters start to work, but as I turn they actually thrust up and then stop. Something strange going on here. The speed I'm slowing down does change a bit as I turn though. I give up. Let's just sit in here. Let's have a walk around. Let's see the stars going through the cockpit. Oh man. Does that stop if I put a door on? I've never noticed that before once in a ship. I've never noticed that before when you're in a ship that you see these go past. It must be because that door's open so it thinks it's not an inside area. There you go, they're fighting to slow us down. Poor things. We need to replace them with hydrogens really. Right, well let's get ourselves a screenshot in here anyway whilst we're waiting. Best angle. Suppose looking that way is good. And I can't do an F8 yet because I'm moving, so I'd like to do an F8 to be honest because I want to get in the wall. But nearly stopped though. Get a quick screenshot and we'll end this stream and we'll start the next one up in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Come on, nearly stopped, nearly stopped. Okay, let's go to the F8. We're nowhere to be seen. Oh, there we go, over there. Fair away. Alt F10, character first. Stationary yet. Come on, nearly there. 9 meters per second, 8 meters per second. Wow, this is taking so long to start. The dampers are on, it's just my dampers aren't on the character. Nearly there. Oh, come on. Wow, I really should have put those hydrogens. Must be some pretty considerable mass to this small ship. And stationary that time as well. Right, let's change the view. Let's try and get that angle. Like that. Let's go to that character view and let's get in that chair. Go back a little bit. There you go. Love that one. Okay. What we'll do is we'll stop the stream there. We'll resume with StarBug and Red Dwarf builds. I think next week we'll probably do one stream a week now on this, possibly 1.5 streams, something like that. We'll take it as it comes. Try and split the week up a bit into other things. But this is certainly coming along. It's interesting. I need to do a bit more research, think on the interior, and get it just spot on. Don't want to rush this too much. Quite happy with the interior on the front here. Probably a few more bits we can add. I'll get some details on the LCD panels. But yeah, this has been a good build so far, and I'll leave it there. I shall stop the stream, and in 5 minutes I shall be back up again with the next build. I think I might just do it on an open server. Do an open server? No, I'll do it on my local because my open server is currently set up ready for tomorrow's, for Friday's survival stream. So, sorry, Friday's group survival stream because that's starting again. But what I shall do is run this on an open game and people can join me. Build, I think. That might be an idea. We'll see how that goes, see what I can get set up. So yeah, I'll end the stream there, and I'll catch you guys in 5 minutes. Hope to see you there soon.